So now we've done transitions, there's some manual things you might want to do here. You don't just want to go with these effects. You might want to, for example, if I go over here, the production process. Sure. So I want to do, and I do this quite often, I want to just go from this shot to jump in slightly a little bit closer. So if I once again hit B to get the blade tool, or you can go and click here, but B much quicker, hit the blade tool, I can just cut this here, cut this here. Now I'm going to select A, or go and select it, go over here, and I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. What to remember is when I'm on 100%, my eyes were about here. To really sell this, I'm going to go up to 118, and then I'm going to move me slightly down. So let's just drag me to be probably about here-ish. So now when it plays, it jumps in just a bit. You see that? So now let me play it. Production process. Sure, I love it. So I like to do that quite often, just have a little jump cut on here. So I want to do the same thing here, but I'm also going to show you something with keyframes. So make sure I select this. I'm just going to get the blade tool and just cut here. That means that I'm not affecting anything on this shot here as I move things in or out. I'm going to do this. I want it to, as the text comes on screen, I'm going to cut that again. So I'm going to once again hit A and then click on this. This is where I want it to be a little bit bigger. Let's zoom like this, and I'm going to put me just on the edge of the words love editing. So now it does this, love editing. But I want on this shot here, let's click it again. I want it to go from 100%. Now click this little one here, add a keyframe, and then let's go to the end of that shot. Let's add another keyframe, and I'm just going to go up a tiny bit, just like to 110 or something, okay? And let's watch that back. I love editing. Video editing, I just love it. It's the most magical part of the production process. Sure. Okay, so I'm going to go back to here. I'm just going to actually make that a little bit bigger. That jump cut wasn't really what I liked. So now you can see when I'm adding just tiny bits of movement, slow zoom here, boom, jumps in, it cuts. There's another shot, cut. Here's another transition. Then I've got this shot, then cuts again. You see we're having just lots of movement coming along in our edit. And that's what an edit needs in order for it to flow. Lots and lots of movement. The eyes of the person watching should never be bored or stagnant for too long. So go along. Now we're going to add transitions. Go ahead, and if there's ever a shot like this, you might want to have it zoom in slightly. You might want to jump in, be really close, jump out. Go ahead and edit those, either using just cut it in together and have moved the scale, or if you want to add in some keyframes, then do that to make it slowly zoom in. Watch that over again if you want to see me do those keyframes at the start. Very simple though, hitting the keyframe button. And that's it. That is scale. And then you can also do things like rotation. For example, I can't think of when you want to do this, but here is rotation. So that's that. I'm going to just undo that. Control Z. For example, let's zoom in. This way you're going to start, the penny's going to drop in editing and be like, oh, keyframes, I get it. If I hit rotate and I go, boom, there's a keyframe. And then by this keyframe, hit another one. I want it to have gone all the way around and back to here again. Now let me drag this, boom, and back again. The keyframe, we're telling it what to start and what to do in between. Undo, undo. The same can be said when we have effects. We're going to tell it when to come in and when to come out. So the same can be done for position. If I just go to, I don't know, let's go here, let's get a keyframe right there, and then when I get to here, I'm going to do another keyframe right here. Let's just drag this shot to here, and you can see it moved to 827 right there. Now if I click this, it's moving it across. You're once again telling it what to do at the first keyframe and what to do at the second. It's as simple as that. And if you ever want to take those off, you can go Control Z, but if I'm dragging along here, if I want to be very specific, I can hit the back key, forward, back key, arrow. When it's there, undo it. But because I undid the first one and there's already one here, it's going to make the shot mean it's going to be based on the last keyframe. So let me undo that again. So this keyframe is still in here, the shot I started with, the position. Let's go to the latter. And when that's highlighted, there's another keyframe, remove it. And now the shot is back to where we wanted it and where we left it. That is adding keyframes and positioning, scaling. Really fun to play with. Go and play with that Only through doing it, through adding in these keyframes, getting it wrong. Like for example, if I wanted to start here, let's do another position one. It starts here, and then by this point, my position goes to here, and then by this point, it needs to go back to here. And then if I play that through, you'll see now it goes across and back again. Through playing with it is where you're going to get that probably correct, because sometimes when you first start doing it, you realize I add a keyframe here and then I forget to put one on or off, and it moves in a place I wasn't expecting it to. That's what you need to play with. Okay, go ahead and play with that. Go through the edit. The last thing we're going to do are some effects after this, and then you're going to see the draft as we play with all of this. Put it all together for the last few lectures.